but he will show his wrath against his enemies. Look, the Lord will come with fire. His chariots are like the whirlwind, to execute his anger with fury and his rebuke with flames of fire. For the Lord will execute judgment on all people with his fiery sword, and many will be slain by the Lord. That's a scripture quotation from the book of Isaiah, chapter 66, verse 15. Hello, I'm Dimitri Alexander, and this is the Jesus is Coming program being brought to you from the cemetery, my sanctuary. The focus of this program today is God's wrath upon the sinners. I would like to make clear to all of you beforehand that there is nothing that the President of America or any other nation can do about the novel coronavirus, because it is a judgment from God, who will not make known a cure for it unless he is divided against himself. So you preachers and church people who are praying to God for a cure, I provide you with the news: he will not answer your prayers. The only solution for the land healing is everyone must turn away from their sins. Sins such as fornication, adultery, homosexuality, which are the primary sins that are contributing to the hardships of all nations. If you don't understand what sin is, I stop by to tell you that it is any form of disobedience to the word of the living God. Sad to say, many church ministers and nowadays no longer cry out against sin, which is why America and other great nations are experiencing economic and social turmoil like never before, with the worst assured to come. However, when nations open the floodgates to every expression of evil under the sun, it leads to extreme poverty and destruction, which is apparent in many places around the world. This was the case in the Roman Empire, when it became weak as a result of moral and spiritual wickedness. When nothing is wrong with authorizing and legalizing same-sex marriages, when the Bible directly condemns it, nations become weak. When nothing is wrong with men and women living together unmarried and having children out of wedlock, nations become weak. When nothing is wrong with murdering unborn babies through a procedure called abortions, nations become weak. When nothing is wrong with elderly people having sex with boys and girls, nations become weak. When there's nothing wrong with having sex with a married person, nations become weak. When there's nothing wrong with dancing naked for a living, nations become weak. When there's nothing wrong with perverted sex, nations become weak. When there's nothing wrong with worshiping people like your movie stars, music stars, football, basketball heroes, and worshiping material things, nations become weak. Come to Jesus, come to Jesus. He is waiting to hear from you. He want to save you from the wrath of God. That concludes this message of the day. Join me again on the next Jesus is Coming program. So long and take care. I'm Dimitri Alexander.